Liam woke to a strange sky. He lay on his back and stared at swirling clouds that glowed purple and gold. His head throbbed and his suit was torn. He pushed himself up and saw the wreck of his small ship, its metal bent around a broken wing. He tried to remember how he had come here, but everything felt hazy. He stood and took a careful step. His foot sank into soft, glowing grass that shifted under his weight. Liam looked around. Strange plants with bright blue leaves and tall flowers that pulsed like lanterns lined the forest's edge. The air smelled sweet and lightly warm. He reached inside his pocket and found a damaged datapad. Its screen flickered but showed no readings. Liam tried the radio. "This is Captain Riley. Do you copy?" His voice cracked and the reply never came. The silence pressed on him. He thought of home, the station he'd left behind, and the orders he had followed. He felt fear, but he did not freeze. A soft voice broke the quiet. "You awake at last." Liam turned toward a path where light danced through crystal trees. A tall figure stepped forward. She wore a gown of silver fabric that caught the light like water. Her skin was pale and smooth, with faint veins that glowed soft blue. Two slender antennae curved from her forehead. The figure bowed. "I am Queen Yalara," she said. Her voice was gentle but firm. Liam blinked. "Queen?" he asked, his voice hoarse. "Where am I?" "You're on Lumina," Yalara answered. "Your ship fell from the sky and shattered on our land. My people found you and brought you here." Liam's heart pounded. He looked at his torn suit and then at Yalara. "Thank you for saving me," he said. Yalara offered him a hand. Her fingers were long and graceful. "Come with me," she said. "You must rest and share your story." Liam hesitated, then took her hand. Her touch was warm, and he felt a strange calm pass through him. They walked along the path. The forest opened to a clearing where a tall spire of crystal rose into the sky. It glowed softly. Yalara pointed. "That is my palace. All who enter know peace." Liam gazed up, feeling awe and a whisper of fear. The palace looked alive, like a giant flower made of light. Inside, the halls were wide and lined with more crystal pillars. Soft music filled the air, as if the building itself sang. Yalara led him to a resting chamber. A bed of woven light lay in the center. "Rest here?" she said. "You need sleep," Liam nodded. He felt his legs grow heavy and sank onto the bed. The light beneath him felt gentle, supporting his weight. As he closed his eyes, he thought he saw a vision. A hand reaching for his, a voice calling his name. He blinked and the vision faded. He sat up, heart racing, but the chamber was silent. He lay back down, unsure what he had seen. Morning came quickly. Liam woke to Yalara standing at the door. Her eyes were soft with concern. "You slept well?" she asked. He rubbed his temple. "I dreamt something. I felt like I knew this place." He looked around at the smooth walls and glowing floor. Everything seemed new and strange. Yalara smiled with a hint of sadness. "Many believe we have bond across time. Our legends speak of a chosen mate who would return to us. I sensed your arrival was more than chance." Liam frowned. He did not understand. "Legend?" he asked. "I did not come here on purpose. My ship malfunctioned. I do not even remember much of the flight." Yalara's silver eyes searched his. "Then let me show you our world," she said. "Come, see Lumina's heart." She led him out of the chamber and down a corridor that opened onto a terrace overlooking a sea of crystal towers. The towers stretched in every direction, reflecting sunlight in rainbow patterns. Roads of light connected each building and small ships flew between spires. Liam stood at the rail, amazed. The city seemed alive, shaped like a web of light and people moving like glowing ants below. "It is beautiful," he said. He felt a tug in his chest, as if the city welcomed him. Yalara watched him. "You lost much when you came here. We lost hope of finding our mate, but now you are here, and the bond may awaken again." Liam shook his head. "I do not recall any bond," he said. "I feel nothing but confusion." Yalara nodded. "Then walk with me. Let your heart learn our ways." She took his arm, and together they walked among the towers. They stopped at a garden where floating pools of water reflected the sky. Strange flowers drifted across the surface. Yalara touched one, and it glowed brighter. Then she touched his hand. "Feel this," she whispered. Liam closed his eyes. He felt a warmth spread from their joined hands. In that moment, a memory flickered, he and Yalara standing together, laughing beneath an alien moon. He opened his eyes quickly. "I saw something," he said. Yalara's eyes brightened. "A true memory," she said softly. "Rest now. We will speak of this later." Liam nodded. He felt overwhelmed but drawn to her. She guided him back to the chamber, and he lay down once more. As sleep claimed him, he thought of the vision and wondered if he could trust it. That night, the palace hummed with quiet magic. Yalara stood on the terrace, looking out at the stars. She whispered his name into the wind. Far below the city, lights pulsed like a heartbeat. And somewhere in the darkness, hope stirred again. The next morning dawned cool and quiet. Liam dressed in a robe of soft silver cloth and followed Yalara through the palace halls. He noticed details he had not seen before. The walls shone like wet glass, and soft lights pulsed along the floor. Gardeners passed by, carrying vases of bright flowers that left trails of gentle music in the air. Yalara led him to a large chamber with blue glass windows. Outside, the world looked like a sea of color and light. In the center, an engineer worked at a bench scattered with tools and parts. His name was Noah. He wore practical trousers and a fitted jacket with glowing seams. Noah stood when they entered. "Queen Yalara," he said, bowing respectfully. Then he looked at Liam. "And you must be the traveler who fell from the sky." Liam offered a weak smile. "That is me. I'm sorry about the damage I caused." Noah shook his head. "No harm done." "We will help you." Noah pointed to a half-repaired wing of Liam's ship. "I have worked all night on this panel. It will take more energy cells and crystal flux to finish. The stores are in the lower decks. Ava will guide you there." Yalara motioned to a woman in armor. The guard's name was Ava. She stood tall and alert. Her armor had silver and blue patterns that matched the palace. Liam followed Ava down twisting stairs. The air grew cooler and the lights dimmed to soft violet. They reached a vault with doors of solid crystal. Ava placed her hand on the panel and the doors slid open. Inside were rows of glowing canisters and metal boxes. "Pick what you need," Ava said. "Noah will refine the cells." Liam chose several energy cells that glowed pale green and a small box of crystal shards. Then he took a deep breath. "Thank you, Ava. I will do my best to help fix my ship." She nodded and turned away. He climbed back up and brought the supplies to the workshop. Noah greeted him with a friendly nod. "Good work. These cells are perfect. Let's get to it." Together they worked. Liam handed tools and held panels steady. He listened as Noah explained how the power matrix overlapped with the hull structure. Liam asked simple questions. Noah answered clearly. The two found a smooth rhythm in their work. Yalara visited twice during the day. Each time she watched him with gentle eyes. At one point she reached out and brushed a lock of hair from his forehead. "You do well," she said softly. Liam looked at her, surprised by the warmth of her touch. He paused. "Why do you help me so much? I barely know you," Yalara smiled. "Because you are part of me," she said. "The bond calls me to care for you." Liam felt a tug in his chest. He looked away, blinking. "I don't remember a bond," he said. "But I feel something when you touch me." Yalara stepped closer. "Trust your heart. It will guide you." Liam nodded, though his mind swirled with doubt and hope. By afternoon, the main fuselage panel was back in place. Noah tested the circuits while Liam monitored the readings on a handheld scanner. The energy cells glowed bright, then settled into a steady pulse. Noah laughed. "It works!" "You did good, Liam." Liam felt proud. "Thank you, Noah. I could not have done this without you." Noah shrugged. "We help those in need. That is our way." Yalara clapped her hands, and a soft chime echoed. "Let us celebrate this victory. Come to the garden with me." Liam nodded, and they left the workshop. The garden was in a high courtyard. Sunlight streamed through glass ceilings. Strange plants of every shape and color grew in neat lines. Small fountains sang with clear water. Liam watched as butterflies with glowing wings drifted among flowers. Yalara guided him to a bench by a fountain. It is rare to have such success so soon, she said. You learn quickly. Liam picked up a fallen petal. Its surface was smooth and cool. Your world is beautiful, he said. I wish I could see more of it. Yalara looked at him with gentle hope. Then you shall. But first you must rest. Tomorrow we will share a meal with my council, Liam swallowed. Council? He asked. Will they accept me? Yalara's eyes glowed brighter. They will welcome you as their queen's mate. That is the law of our people? Liam's stomach tightened. He shook his head. I am not sure I am her mate. I still do not remember. Yalara reached out and took his hand. Your memory will return in time. For now, trust me. Liam looked at her hand. He felt warmth and calm. He nodded. They walked back to the palace. Guards bowed as Yalara passed. Liam felt both honored and nervous. In the private dining hall, a long table was set with glowing plates and cups. Council members stood at the head, awaiting their queen. They wore robes of blue and silver. Each carried a staff topped with a crystal. Yalara spoke to them in her soft voice. Friends, this human came to us by fate. He has already helped to restore our hope. I ask you to welcome him as your mate. The council members bowed in unison. One stepped forward. We welcome him, Queen. Another added, May his presence bring peace and strength. Liam felt their approval wash over him. He bowed his head. The meal began. A server brought dishes. Made of fruits that glowed and grains that floated like tiny lights. Liam tasted each with amazement. The flavors were sweet, tangy, and new. Yalara watched him with joy. When their plates were empty, she brought him a small crystal cup of deep blue liquid. This is our special nectar. It binds our hearts. Liam sipped carefully. The taste was cool and rich, like starshine. He felt warmth spread through his body. Images flickered behind his eyes, a grand ceremony, two figures kneeling before a silver light, hands joined. He blinked and looked at Yalara. She watched him intently. You remember, she whispered. Liam gasped. I remember us? Tears filled his eyes. He nodded. Yes, I remember you. I remember the promise. Yalara reached across the table and took his hands. Then our bond is true, and all will know it. Tomorrow we will visit the sacred grove. There you will complete the rite. Liam squeezed her hands. I will stand by you, Yalara. I will help your people and find peace here. She smiled with relief and love. That night, Liam lay in the chamber, thinking of the memories that came back. He felt Yalara's presence even when she was not there. He closed his eyes, certain now that he belonged. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for the first time, he felt ready to face his destiny. Liam woke to soft light filtering through the palace windows. He felt rested but excited. Today he would learn more of this world and of the bond he shared with Yalara. He dressed in simple clothes made of smooth fabric, then met Yalara in the main hall. The hall was vast, with high ceilings and walls carved from pale crystal. Sunlight passed through colored panels and painted the floor in gentle hues. Yalara stood by a tall door made of ancient wood, etched with glowing symbols. She turned to Liam and smiled. Today I will show you the Hall of Records, she said. There you will learn our history and how we came to need our mate. Liam nodded, curious and a little nervous. They walked side by side. Yalara's hand brushed his as she guided him. Guards bowed as they passed. Liam felt a mix of pride and awe. They reached the door. Yalara placed her hand on the carvings. The symbols glowed bright, and the door opened with a low hum. Inside, shelves stretched into darkness above. Floating lights drifted like fireflies. Holographic pages hovered in midair, each showing a moment in Lumina's history. Yalara led Liam to a central dais. On it lay a large crystal book. When she touched it, words formed around them in glowing text. This is our chronicle, Yalara explained. It tells of our past, our science, and our lore. Listen and watch. The text above them shifted to show a story. Liam saw images of Yalara's ancestors, each bonded to a mate from another world. He saw rituals where two beings joined hands. Beneath moonlit skies, their hearts linked by a beam of light. Yalara pointed to one scene. Here, our people made a pact with humans long ago. Your ancestors agreed to protect us, and we agreed to help them master crystal energy. Our bond grew strong, and each generation a new mate would be chosen. But then war came, and our mate vanished on a mission to your world. Liam listened, wide-eyed. He recognized the human figure in the scene. The uniform looked like one he had worn. "That is me," he said softly. Yalara nodded, tears in her eyes. The next scene showed him standing by Yalara's side in a crystal chamber. He placed a hand on the book. A warm glow touched his palm. He gasped as another memory came, his first moments on Lumina, before the crash, when he walked through a portal and met Yalara. The chamber he saw was this hall, and he helped her open the book. He staggered back. "I remember this place," he said. "I did this before." Yalara reached for him and held his arm. "Yes, you came here to claim your place? But something went wrong, and you returned home without memory. That loss wounded us both." Liam closed his eyes. "I remember how I felt then. I was afraid and excited." He opened his eyes to see Yalara's gentle face. "Will I regain all memories?" She nodded. "In time, but you have much to learn. Today, we study the symbols that bind us. Then you will train to control crystal energy. In battle, your bond will be our greatest strength." Liam squared his shoulders. "I will do my best." Yalara led him deeper. They passed scrolls of history, maps of star routes, and diagrams of energy flow. They reached a circular room. At its center stood a tall stone pillar covered in glowing runes. Yalara placed her hand on the pillar. "These runes are the language of our bond. Place your hand here and feel the energy." Liam stepped forward and placed his palm on the runes. He felt a gentle buzz. Colors swirled beneath his skin. Then he saw a vision, himself and Yalara standing on a battlefield. Their hands linked as a wave of light pushed back enemy forces. He gasped and pulled back. Yalara watched him. "Do not fear. This shows how our bond can protect us. When you trust it, you can wield energy as one." Liam took a deep breath and put his hand back. He focused on the warmth of her presence. The runes glowed bright, and he felt power coursing through him. The vision replayed, but this time he reached out and felt the glow as if it were real. After a few minutes, Yalara guided him away. "Well done," she said. "You felt the bond. Now rest. Tonight we will have a ceremony to mark your return." Liam nodded, trembling with excitement. He spent the afternoon with Ava. They walked through training chambers. Ava taught him simple forms to channel energy. Liam practiced moving his hands in patterns. He learned to create small sparks of light that danced above his palm. Ava encouraged him, praising his progress. Later, he joined Noah in the workshop. Noah showed him a broken drone damaged by the crash. "We can modify this to help you explore the far regions," Noah said, handing Liam a tool. Together, they reprogrammed the drone's sensors to detect crystal energy signatures. Liam found the work soothing, and it reminded him of home as evening fell. Liam returned to the palace. The corridors were lit by hanging lanterns, and musicians played soft tunes. He found Yalara in the courtyard, where a circle of silver stones lay on the grass. She wore a ceremonial gown, and her hair was adorned with crystal beads that caught the light. "You look beautiful," Liam said, offering his hand. Yalara smiled and took it. "And you are ready." He felt his own robes shift as he stood tall. They stepped into the circle. Council members and palace guards formed a ring around them. One of the priests carried a small crystal vase filled with water from the sacred spring. The priest spoke ancient words in a soft voice. Yalara and Liam closed their eyes. The priest poured water over their joined hands. The water glowed and formed a ribbon of light that wound around them both. Liam felt the ribbon tighten and then dissolve into warmth. He gasped as memories flooded back, his first steps on Lumina. Yalara's laughter, their promise beneath the moon, the crash that erased his mind. Tears rolled down his cheeks. Yalara embraced him. "Welcome home, my mate," she whispered. Liam could only hold her, filled with relief and joy. Around them the watchers bowed and the crystal pillars chimed in celebration. That night, Liam lay beside Yalara in the royal chamber. He held her close. "I remember everything now." I am yours and you are mine, Yalara touched his cheek. Together we will heal our worlds. Liam closed his eyes, certain at last that he belonged. Part 4. Storm on the horizon. Liam woke to a distant rumble. He sat up and saw Yalara at the window, her face pale. Outside, dark clouds swirled beyond the city. She turned to him. A storm comes, she said softly. Not of weather, but of war. Liam rubbed his eyes. What do you mean? Yalara sighed. A rebel force gathers beyond our borders. They reject the bond and seek to overthrow our rule. Liam felt his chest tighten. Can we stop them? She nodded firmly. With our bond and our people, we will defend Lumina. But you must stand by my side. Liam rose and took her hand. He felt the familiar warmth. I will protect you and your realm. They dressed quickly. Guards brought them light armor that fit. Liam's frame, Yalara wore a breastplate of crystal and silver. Together, they rode a sleek hover chariot toward the palace gates. The streets were filled with citizens watching with hope and fear. Children pointed and whispered, and adults bowed as their queen and mate passed. Outside the city walls, soldiers formed ranks beneath banners of blue and silver. Liam stepped forward to greet Commander Yarek. The commander was tall and stern. With a scar across his cheek, he knelt. My queen, my mate, he said, our forces are ready. But the rebels have machines powered by stolen crystals. They will strike at dawn. Liam looked at the horizon. He saw red lights pulsing in the distance. Then we strike first, Liam said. Yalara placed her hand on his. Together, she agreed. As night fell, they moved into position among the defense towers. Crystal sentries hummed with energy, scanning the dark field. Soldiers held glowing rifles. Liam inspected a rifle. It felt light and balanced. Noah appeared with Ava at his side. We modified these weapons to match your human strength, Noah said. You will lead this squad? Liam nodded. He felt the bond strengthen as Yalara squeezed his shoulder. Stay close to me, she whispered. Dawn broke in red and purple light. The rebels attacked from three sides. Their machines rolled across the field, firing beams that cracked the ground. Liam raised his rifle and fired. He felt power surge through him as his bond glowed in his chest. Each shot he fired was guided by the bond's light. Rebels staggered back. Yalara channeled crystal energy with her hands. Waves of blue light spread across the battlefield, lifting debris and shielding soldiers. Liam ran toward a fallen guard. He carried the guard to safety with strength he did not know he had. Ava joined him, her rifle still in hand. You fight well, she said. Liam smiled. I fight for her world now, the rebels pressed on. One machine broke through the lines and headed toward the city gates. Liam and Yalara saw it from the tower. Without a word, they leaped from the tower's edge. The bond flashed and formed a cushion beneath them. They landed before the machine. It towered like a metal beast, its cannon aimed at the city. Liam raised his rifle, but Yalara placed a hand on his arm. She closed her eyes and drew power from the bond. A beam of light shot from her palm and struck the machine's barrel. It shattered in bright sparks. The rebels behind screamed and scattered. Liam fired at the machine's joints, weakening its legs. Finally, the machine collapsed. At that moment, the rebel leader stepped forward. He wore dark armor and held a staff of twisted crystal. He raised the staff, and shadowy energy crackled around him. Your bond is weak, he shouted. Soon Lumina will fall and I will rule. Liam felt the staff's power seep through the field. He and Yalara looked at each other. Remember our vow? Yalara whispered. They joined hands. The bond glowed brighter than ever. A wave of pure light burst forth, engulfing the rebel leader. The shadowy energy cracked and faded. The leader fell to his knees. Soldiers cheered as the rebel forces surrendered. Liam and Yalara stood together, their bond shining like a beacon. They returned to the palace on the chariot. Citizens lined the streets, cheering. Yalara raised Liam's hand. Together we are stronger than any storm, she said. Liam looked at her and smiled. And I will stand by you always. That night, the city celebrated. Lights danced across the crystal towers. Music filled the air. Liam and Yalara walked through the crowd, greeting their people. They thanked the soldiers and shared smiles with children. As the celebration died down, Liam and Yalara stood on the terrace. The moon rose above the towers. Liam wrapped his arms around her. "Today I saw your world in danger," he said. "But we faced it together?" Yalara rested her head against his chest. "Yes," she whispered. "And because of you, our future is bright." Liam kissed her forehead. "We have more to do," he said softly. "But for tonight, let us rest in peace." Yalara nodded. They looked out at the sleeping city. The towers glowed softly like stars fallen to earth. Liam held Yalara close and felt the bond pulse. He knew the coming days would bring new challenges. But with their bond, they would face anything as one. Part 5. Secrets of the Deep Vault. A week after the battle, Lumina's halls were alive with rebuilding and celebration. Yet Yalara and Liam knew one challenge remained. The Deep Vault. Hidden beneath the palace, the vault held ancient secrets that could secure their world's future or destroy it. One morning, Yalara led Liam to a spiral staircase behind the Hall of Records. The door was heavy crystal, carved with runes Liam now read as warnings. Yalara placed her hand on the runes. "Only the true mate may enter," she said. The door glowed and slid open. Inside, the air was cool and still. Torches of blue flame cast dancing shadows on metal walls. At the center stood a pedestal with a glowing orb. The orb pulsed with energy that resonated in Liam's chest. He stepped forward. "This is the heart of Lumina," Yalara said softly. "It stores the power of our people's crystal energy. But long ago we hid its full strength to prevent misuse. Now we must unlock it if we wish to protect our world." Liam placed his hands on the orb. The glow spread up his arms. A voice whispered in his mind, ancient and calm. It asked him to choose, awaken the orb's power or leave it sealed. Liam's heart pounded. He felt Yalara's hand on his shoulder. "We need its strength," he said. He closed his eyes and focused. On their bond? The orb flared bright. Symbols around the room lit up in sequence. A deep hum filled the vault. Liam felt power flow into him, then around him. He opened his eyes to see the orb's light streaming through channels in the walls, forming a protective shield around the palace. Suddenly, the hum stopped. The orb dimmed. A hidden door opened in the wall. Figures in dark cloaks emerged. The rebel leader, freed by a rogue guard, stood at the front. "You think you can protect your world with this toy?" he sneered. "I will claim its power." He lunged toward the orb. Liam raised his hand and called the bond's energy. A barrier of light sprang up between the leader and the orb. The rebel staff crackled against the barrier. Yalara joined Liam at the orb. "Together," she said. They placed hands side by side on the orb. Light enveloped them. The rebel leader screamed as the orb's power pushed him back. The barrier expanded, then snapped back into the orb. The rebel and his followers collapsed, unconscious. The vault returned to quiet. Liam and Yalara removed their hands. Liam felt drained but alive. The orb glowed steady. Yalara hugged him. "You have secured our future," she said. They returned the rebel prisoners to the council. The leader was stripped of his rank and sent to a remote prison. Peace returned to Lumina. That evening, Yalara and Liam walked through the palace gardens. The flowers were in full bloom, glowing under starlight. Ava approached. "Your bond is stronger now," she said to Liam. "The people feel your power." Liam nodded. "I only did what was right," Ava smiled. "That you did. You have become one of us." They watched the fountains dance. Liam rested, his head on Yalara's shoulder. "I never imagined such a life," he said. Yalara kissed his cheek. "Our life together has only begun." They stood quietly, sharing the peace they fought for. Tomorrow they would build a new era, but tonight they simply enjoyed the bond that had saved a world. Part 6. A new dawn. Morning light touched the crystal towers of Lumina. Liam and Yalara stood on the highest balcony of the palace. The city lay quiet below, free from the threat of war. Yet their work had only just begun. "Our bond has grown strong," Yalara said, her voice soft. But the people need guidance. We must show them a path forward, Liam nodded. I will stand with you, Queen Yalara. She smiled and took his hand. They left the palace and walked through the city. Citizens bowed and whispered their thanks. Children waved small flags. Liam felt warmth in his heart. He squeezed Yalara's hand. I never knew I could feel so welcome. She laughed quietly. You have brought hope to my world. They reached the temple in the city's center. Its doors were open and priests waited inside. Yalara led Liam down the steps. He felt the air cool around him. The priest knelt at the altar where the heart of Lumina orb glowed softly. A high priest spoke in a gentle tone. Queen Yalara, her mate, we gather to bless your union and guide our future. Liam and Yalara stood before the altar. The orb pulsed with light. The priest raised his hands. Let this ceremony mark the beginning of a new era. An era of unity between human and Lumian. He placed a crown of intertwined crystals on Yalara's head, then a matching circlet on Liam's. The crowns glowed. Now speak your vow, the priest said. Yalara looked at Liam. I vow to protect this world and guide my people with kindness and strength. With Liam by my side, I promise to bring peace and growth. Liam's voice rang clear. I vow to stand with Yalara, to protect Lumina and its people. I will learn your ways and share my own. Together we will build a brighter future. The orb's light brightened and spread through the temple. Priests opened their arms, inviting citizens in. The crowd entered, filling the temple with soft chatter. Liam and Yalara stepped forward and touched the orb. The light formed a ring around them, sealing their vow. After the ceremony, a feast was held in the palace courtyard. Tables of glowing fruits, breads, and meats were set. Musicians played gentle tunes. People ate, danced, and praised their leaders. At a long table, Yalara and Liam sat side by side. Council members and advisors joined them. Liam looked around at the faces of those who had fought for their world. He raised his glass of blue nectar. To Lumina, he said. May our bond guide us always, the crowd echoed. To Lumina. They cheered. Later, Liam walked with Noah through the workshop. Drones hummed and engineers worked on new machines. We plan to share our technology with your world, Noah said. Our ships will travel to Earth and we will learn from each other, Liam nodded. I will help that mission. Next, Liam met Ava in the training halls. She practiced with a new rifle. I want our people to feel safe, Yalara had told her. Ava looked at Liam. Your leadership inspires us. I will train more guards to share your strength, Liam smiled. Thank you, Ava. Together we will protect Lumina. The day ended on the terrace. Yalara and Liam watched the sunset paint the sky in purple and gold. Liam held Yalara close. We faced war and now we build peace. Yalara leaned against him. Our bond turned strangers into family. He kissed her head. Darkness fell, and the city lights glittered like stars. Liam thought of home and the people he would return to. But now he had two homes. Lumina and Earth would stand together, guided by their bond. He whispered, This is only the beginning. Yalara looked into his eyes. And I am proud to face it with you. They watched the night sky, ready for the new dawn they had created.